Forward, march. Heel, hold. Left, face. Pointer, arms.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pointer, arms.
Thank you. Please be seated. Again, welcome to our Veterans Day Assembly. I'd like to recognize our social studies teachers, Mr. Bonte, Ms. Lane, Ms. Prone, Mr. Mori, Mr. Knobloch, and our music department for organizing this important day for us. I want to thank all of our honored veterans, Dr. Sarin, our superintendent, guests and family for being here today to honor our men and women that have served or are currently serving in the armed forces. We appreciate your service and realize that when a family member is on active duty, the family makes a sacrifice as well. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our 3 staff members from Prairie View who served in the military. Please stand, Mr. Boberg. He served in the Army National Guard. Mr. Steele, U.S. Navy. Juanita Krantz, U.S. Army. Let's give them a round of applause. As I said, if your family member is serving, you are also a part of this. If your family is currently serving in the military or stationed somewhere, please stand at this time, students. Would you please stand? Let's thank them with a round of applause because their parents are trying to serve our family. Thank you very much. As Americans, we have set aside November 11th as Veterans Day to reflect, remember, and honor those who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Time and again, ordinary people have served our nation in extraordinary ways. Today we will honor them for their service. Thank you, family and friends, for coming to our assembly today. Mr. Mori will now introduce our next number.
Please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Our next piece by the band is going to be introduced and explained by Mrs. Cedarquist. Please tell us a little bit about this next one.
So, actually the two are tied together. We just played the national anthem, which is our official national anthem. America, which is also called God Save the Queen if you live in Britain, was assumed to be our sort of not so official national anthem until we adopted the Star Spangled Banner as our national anthem. History behind that piece is during the War of 1812, Francis Scott Key was on a boat in the harbor watching the battle for the city of Baltimore. And he was trying to negotiate for the release of one of their family friends. So he's on this boat, they are fighting for Baltimore, and the only way he would know in the morning, and this was an overnight battle, the only way he would know is that it was still an American territory, or the fort was still ours, was when the Old Glory was flying the next morning. So, got up, and if you've been to the Museum of American History, the very large flag that's preserved is the flag that was flying at Fort McHenry the next morning. So America, as I said, our unofficial national anthem until the Star Spangled Banner was adopted.
Thank you to our band. Coming up next, we are going to have an informational video for you about Veterans Day. Some things to look for during this video. Try to catch one of the alternate names for this holiday, this special day. And also try to notice the numerical significance of this day and why this day is kind of special in terms of what month and day it happens to be. There's a lot of information. It goes kind of quick, but it's all good information. So we've got That You Didn't Know Veterans Day. Enjoy.
France. She served in the Army Reserve. Can we give her a big round of applause?
Thank you. I'm Juanita Krantz, a school nurse here at Prairie View. I was in the military for 8 years. I knew I wanted to do something with my life, so I joined the Army Reserve. I left for basic training 4 days after graduation from high school. Joining the military gave me the opportunity to go to college and become a nurse. It was one of the best choices I've ever made. You can do whatever you want to do. The choice is yours. Students, always remember this is your school, so always try to be part of something positive. Veterans have ensured your right to travel freely, to do things like having access to the internet, the ability to go to the movies, go to a concert, or just hang out with your friends. Too often, people take for granted how lucky we really are. Don't forget the sacrifices others have made, and don't take your freedom for granted. We are given the opportunities and freedoms that many people do not enjoy. To truly honor your veterans, you should make the best of the opportunities that you have. Love your country with passion and do what you can do to make it a better place. Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce Ms. Hackle and the choir. They are going to sing One Nation.
Maybe
Give them a hand, yeah. Thank you to the choir. Awesome. Miss Hackle is going to explain the next piece you're about to hear.
Right, good morning. I would like to personally start off by thanking all the veterans here in attendance and to those that we now cherish in our hearts. My grandpa served in the Navy, and this was always his favorite holiday, and I know he would be very proud of what we are doing here today to honor our veterans. The 7th grade choir would like to honor you today by singing a piece entitled Salute to the Armed Forces. It is a medley that combines all 5 hymns of the Armed Forces: Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and the Marines. We ask that when you hear your hymn announced, that you briefly stand to be recognized. Thank you for your service, and please enjoy our next piece.
Awesome, thank you. For our next piece, we're going to hear from Mrs. Rush. She's going to explain the orchestra's piece.
Thank you, Mr. Maury. The 7th grade orchestra will be playing for you the song America the Beautiful. And before we play it, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the person that wrote this song. Has anybody ever been somewhere in America in the outdoors and you looked around and you thought it was just one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen? Maybe you saw some mountains or some oceans or rivers. I know I have. Well, the woman who wrote this song was named Catherine Bates, and in 1893, she was taking a train trip from Connecticut on one side of the country to California on the other side of the country. And as she went across America, she saw things she had never seen before, and she was so overcome with the beauty that on her train, she sat down and she wrote these words: for beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain. And the theme she kept coming back to was from sea to shining sea as she made that trip. And as we celebrate Veterans Day, and we think about how much we love our country and how beautiful it is, we're so happy to have our veterans here and thank them for keeping us safe so that we can live in this wonderful place. So we hope you enjoy America the Beautiful.
I would like to thank again the band, the orchestra, the choir, the color guard, our speaker today. And I would also like to thank Emily Hackle. She made up a presentation we're going to watch now. So let's give everybody one more time a big round of applause.
Thank you, Ms. Hackle. I know a lot of work. Let's give an applause for Ms. Hackle. A lot of work. I can't tell you how proud I am, all of you. What a wonderful assembly this was. Thank you very much for all the music departments, to the social studies department. Thank you for coming. And thank you so much, family members, for serving. And thank you for coming today. Before you leave, I'd like to let the color guard leave first. Please stay seated.
Color guard, hands up. Right shoulder, arms. Or right face. Forward, march.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we, let's give one more round of applause to everybody.